pedigree had nothing to do with Jesus being the Lord. In fact, I was reading in my own time, and this blew me away. I've mentioned it a couple of times to some friends of mine, but I was reading in 1 Samuel 16 and 17 a few days ago, reading about David being crowned king after Saul, basically disobeys God. And the second time that Saul tries to spear him to the wall, he runs for his life. David runs for his life. And Michal, or Michal, however you'd like to pronounce it, his wife that was given to him by Saul because he brought Saul 200 foreskins. So that's wild. But Philistine foreskins, he brings he kills these men, and he takes their foreskins, and he brings them to Saul, and so Saul gives him his daughter as a wife. And when David is running from Saul, Michal so David escapes out the window, and Michal takes an idol from in their house. David's wife, Michal, takes an idol from inside their house and puts it in the bed and puts a skin over it, a goat skin, and then puts the blankets over it to make it look like he's in bed. So David and Michal have an idol the size of a man in their home. Best case scenario, it was like decorative from someone he killed, right? That's the best case scenario. Not the most likely. God just uses imperfect people. We just think like only the pure, only the best, only the ones that never sin. Those are the ones that God uses. Those are the ones he makes a covenant with. He uses broken people. Anyone who comes to him, anyone who calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. And he works with us through our trials. God's a man after God's own heart. That doesn't mean that he had God's heart all the time. It means that he chased it. He wanted to be like him. He wanted that heart. And so God used him. But a lot of these guys, Abraham had a weird love triangle going on in his house. Isaac, basically has a kind of an aloof relationship with his wife, and he gets tricked by his wife to make sure that Jacob gets the promise. Jacob, glues goat skins to himself and dresses in his brother's clothes so he smells like the outdoors to steal the blessing. I mean, we're talking about, those are the first three names. That's how this whole thing started. Profound dysfunction. And yet, God's using it in spite of the dysfunction. So he says here in verse 1, this is the genealogy of Jesus the Messiah, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham was the father of Isaac. Isaac was the father of Jacob. Jacob was the father of Judah and his brothers. Judah, the father of Perez and Zerah, whose mother was Tamar. Perez, the father of Hezron. Hezron, the father of Ram. Ram, the father of Amminadab. Amminadab, the father of Nahshon. Nahshon, the father of Salmon. Salmon, the father of Boaz, whose mother was Rahab. Boaz, the father of Obed, whose mother was Ruth. Notice that Rahab was one of the inhabitants of Jericho that was a harlot that harbored the spies and was delivered for helping Israel. She's in the genealogy of Jesus. Ruth was a Moabitess. In a sense, she was the daughter-in-law of Naomi, and Naomi had married a man, and then they left Israel to go and live in, it wasn't Philistine country. I can't remember the country they went to live in, but they left Israel to do it. And then there's a famine, and everybody's husband dies. And it's Naomi who decides, well, I'm going to go back to Israel. And Ruth says, well, I'll go back to Israel, and your God will be my God. And I think we kind of go, oh, that's so noble. Not really. It's really just her like, well, I got nothing here, so I might as well just try this Jehovah guy, essentially. So she decides, okay, well, I'll follow Naomi. And then Naomi's like, well, you can't be in here and be without a man. Look at that haughty Boaz. He's our kinsman redeemer. He could marry you. I got a plan. Just go to his field and try to pick stuff. She's like, okay. So she goes to his field, and Boaz is like, make sure you leave some stuff for that girl to pick. And so she goes back and tells Naomi, oh, this is what's going down. And Naomi's like, go sleep at the foot of his bed, and he wakes up. Let's see what happens. Okay. So she goes and racks out at the foot of Boaz's bed, and he wakes up and he's like, behold, all right, let's do this. And he marries her. I mean, there's some cultural, difference there from ours, obviously. But at the same time, it's like, we think like, oh, well, these people must have had it all together. That's why Jesus used them. The pedigree was right. They had it all together. They're these fantastic people. No, they were available. They were broken people that were available, and God used them for great things. This is not an advertisement for living a mediocre life. It's an advertisement for the reality that when you make yourself available, even if you're imperfect, God's going to do great things for you, including bringing about salvation.